Hey guys. Hey Legion.
How's your dinner?
It was good. Oh man.
Yeah.
Minecraft best MMO. Interesting statement to have here. Alright, we're gonna start soon enough, guys. So, is it just the Datamine?
Yeah.
I mean, as in just in stats?
There's Reno bonus.
Wow. This is a surprisingly plain Datamine then.
Well, it's the data mine before the actual data mine.
Yeah.
A couple of small things I could probably pull out.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
Hey, Nim's big fan. When people say they're a fan of me, I'm always just like, what? I have fans? It'll never feel right to me, man. But thank you. New Gala trailer and DL Nims. I'll probably check it out some other time. DL's on the back burner right now. Hey, Radiant Machination. I thought Radiant Machination was like a longtime member of the Nimdom or something. Just because of, you know, the entire Legion thing. What up, Nim? Looks like I gotta wait another month for Legendary Crom. Bruh, this is what you get for, like, quitting. But yeah, you gotta wait a bit longer. Hey, Nims, good morning. Good morning. Well, it's night for me, but good morning. Hello, Flaming Scion. Oh my god. Guys, it pisses me off. You know, I after the stream yesterday, I took a nap for like 2 hours. And then I woke up and I just did all the editing for the videos and stuff. So I got the video out at like 8:15 a.m. I could have got it out a bit earlier, but I encoded it a second time because the outro didn't have any sound. So, whatever, fine. But you know what really annoys me? I put in all that work. I released the video. YouTube is showing it off to my subscribers and whatnot for the first 3 hours. Then after that, nobody has a notification on it. It's not being shown on the browse function. Nobody knows about it.
Do my best.
It was so weird because YouTube said it only showed 13,000 people. What? How's that even possible? I have more than 22,000 subs. So YouTube decided to take a big poop on the video. The video was doing really well. It was like the top, it was like ranked 1 on top 10 of my last. In the prior 10 of my videos, it was ranked number 1 in terms of like amount of people who were watching it. But then all of a sudden, after 3 hours, YouTube just stopped like recommending it or showing it to anyone. And I was just like, wow, I actually like got up early to finish this video, and you're just gonna do that? I've never seen YouTube do that before either.
Wow.
I've heard of it being done to other people, but I've never ever experienced it myself until today. So in the past like 6 hours, 15 views on the video. I'm like, okay, 15 views in 6 hours? Yeah, that doesn't sound right, huh? But that's how YouTube works. They cuck me hard. Yeah, it's a good way of looking at it. Oh, there it is. Also, this morning was a bit awkward. Because my mom was like, did you get suspended on YouTube? I'm like, what? No, I didn't get suspended on YouTube. Why do you keep saying that? She said, and then she said, oh, whoa. Oh, okay, one sec, guys. Oh, the phone's off. She says she wanted to know what was up with me recently. And then she said she tuned into one of the streams, and I sounded really sad. You guys probably know which stream it is, the one explaining why I was gone for the Monday stream. That was really awkward to like explain to my mom. No, I'm not suspended on YouTube. I have been dealing with things. but I couldn't tell her everything. I was just like, yeah, my friends online, yeah, they kind of just like left the guild and put me in this really awkward position where they all ignored me and they wouldn't tell me what's going on. And apparently they all had issues with me. And then we had to have a big heart-to-heart moment for like 2-3 hours. In which case, most people didn't tell me what they really thought anyways. Like, I couldn't tell my mom that. It was such an awkward conversation this morning with her. I'm just like, no, I'm not suspended. I'm through with it. It was just with some people online. Like, how do you explain that to your parents? They don't even understand, like, you can be friends with people online. But that was my awkwardness this morning. Was this is drama you're telling me about in the Alliance? Yeah. So apparently my mom tuned in the stream and she heard me be all sad and stuff. Like, come on. Yeah, it's... You know, it's nice. Your parents worry about you and stuff, but like, to explain this stuff to them is so hard. Anyways.
Yeah, what do you do about that?
Yeah, what do you do about that? How come you were gone? I just told you a glimpse of it. I don't want to get into specifics because, as I said, we did work through it. So I don't want to get specific and like call people out or whatnot. That would not be my intention. But yeah, we're through it. But I am disappointed that I lost my opportunity to audition for HoloLive, to become a VTuber for HoloLive. If you guys have seen the entire VTuber trend, they actually recently opened up auditions in North America. It concluded on the 24th, but I couldn't do anything about that because I was dealing with drama. But yeah, yeah, I wish I did. It like recently things have been really good, but if I can get myself on associated with such a great group, things would get a lot easier in the future. And you guys already know that would fit me really well since I don't stream with a webcam anyways. Did your mom watch the hentai stream of yours? No. What hentai stream? Anyways, let's start setting up. But yeah, I missed out on auditions. That really pains me, but
that does suck.
You have to prioritize things, you know? And it's not like I could have done a good job on it with all these things going around. Which hero do you think is more thick, Camille or Agreen? Camilla or Agreen? I think Agreen. Or I'm just biased. But the Agreen in this game is so thick. The Agreen in an actual game is not this thick.
Relative
like a nominee?
to the base game.
Oh, sorry,
probably Egren. Relative to this game, probably Egren.
Yeah, relative to this game, yeah. Alright, guys. So, give me... Oh, come on. I bent the wire a bit. Alright. Oh, I also have to summon today. Might as well do that first, then. No, we'll do that afterwards.
Do that first.
Yeah. No, I'll do that after.
Oh,
we have like 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Won't be.
Yeah, there's only, again, really, it's just the stats.
Okay.
A couple of small bits and pieces. Oh, thank goodness the page is up.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, did I have to do Mila Strike?
Oh, no, but we do have one coming up for Wallheart, as you probably see.
Yeah.
So that was the
May I
first
offer you one of my brownies in these trying times?
I appreciate it, thank you.
I was gonna get a brownie for my work, but they were all gone.
Aww.
So I'm gonna have this oatmeal raisin cookie. They're pretty good.
I do want to say... Sorry. I do want to say, guys, I hope things go well in my future, because this would suck.
Exceptionally.
Yeah. The audition, I would have made it through Wave 1 easily. Why? They wanted someone with a history of content creation. Check. I've done this for 3 years. Over 3 years. They wanted someone who could deliver content constantly. Check. I stream virtually every day, and I have videos up virtually every other day. I don't know. I average over 30 videos last month, for example. So, yeah, I could have got through Wave 1, and then I got to the personal interview, and you guys know my personality, so I would have stood out for sure. And then if I make it through Wave 2, then I'm officially on board. Which is why it's just like, I hope things go well, because I don't want to look back on my life and be like, well, damn, I could have been a full-time streamer or stuff if I just sent in an application, you know?
Hate those ifs.
Yeah, there are moments in your life where you look back and it's like, you know, this is where your life diverged, right? Like, for example, when you pick your university, you had a bunch of choices, and you picked this one. And because you picked this one, you go on an entirely different journey, right? I hope things go well, so I don't look back at it with regret. But if I do, I already know I'm gonna be very bitter about it. Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait for people for a moment, since the stream just got up like 10 minutes ago.
You have been doing forging bonds daily, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. I missed the first day because I didn't know about it. Oh,
yeah,
it's
I'd
2 extra now.
probably be careful about that.
Yeah.
It's not exactly.
Yeah, you don't have quite as much time as before.
Yeah.
Is it too late to contact them and explain your situation? You know what? I should do that, but I know how Japanese companies work on this stuff, guys. They're really they don't make exceptions often, let's put it that way.
American companies, maybe.
American companies, maybe, but Japanese companies,
dry.
yeah. And Japanese companies, the worst thing is like, whoever's going after, like, doing this for you and all that stuff, they might not even be like that understanding. They might not even believe you. Like, I'll try. I'll send something in, but like, I honestly don't think. I think that's that. I don't think they're like that. So hopefully, if they ever run a second, but here's the thing, guys. Hololive does very well. Let me ask you this, guys. Are you aware of any Hololive male VTubers? No. That's why it's so important. Yeah, there aren't that many to begin with, and Hololive's male contingent hasn't done very well. So even if they do this, yeah, even if they do go back and decide to do a second round of additions, it might not even, well, it might not even happen is what I'm saying. So
yeah,
you know, 3 male VTubers, right? It's not easy.
Let's have a little fun.
Thanks, Camo. Thanks for asking a question.
We wish you
Happy
yeah.
New Year.
Who's your favorite character from Three Houses?
Felicitations.
It's kind of weird, but I really like Hubert and I really like Edelgard. But I like admire Hubert for the fact that he's willing to stand by her no matter what happens. And
I'm more than ready.
like, the moment I realized how cool of a guy Hubert was when he threatened the teacher. Yeah. You're just like going through some minor things, and Hubert's like, well, if he ever crosses her, he's gonna do some. I'm like, okay, calm down. But like, yeah, I admire that. He's not doing it out of love, per se, like love. He does love Edelgard and all that stuff, but yeah, he truly believes in her, which is everyone needs someone like that. As you get older, you guys realize like true friends are hard to come by. Now, I wouldn't say Hubert is a true friend because he's much more than that. Borderline bit more crazy than saying true friend, but having a true friend is
Just a nuisance.
in the past couple of years I've realized like it's so difficult to have a true friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
I get that.
One of the big things in my life was in university when my one friend from back in high school, we were together in grade 12 and all that stuff. We got really close in grade 12. We spent like our last days of high school hanging out together as well. Like we were in the same classes too. One of the big things was like our teacher gave us money to grab a pizza for a pizza party, but no one showed up, so it was just we ordered this wacky pizza with like tomato, anchovies, and like sausage. It was like it was a mess. Anyways, that was like one of my fond memories of the last days of high school. But the same friend was also the friend who at Ottawa, the university I went to, told me like he didn't want to be friends anymore. And it was because I disappointed him in so many things. Like, I'm not a drug addict or anything. I don't do drugs or stuff. It's not like that kind of stuff. Like, oh yeah, you're just a shitty person. I don't want to deal with you. No, he's just like, as a friend, you like kept failing me, because he decided. I went to university immediately. He decided to take a year off. And then when he finally did show up into university and all that stuff, it was just like, oh man. Like whenever he needed someone, like, oh, do you want to go to the gym? I'd be like, no, I'm too busy. It's like, do you want to play some tennis? I went with him one time and he wanted to play more, obviously. It's just like whenever he needed me there for him, I wasn't there for him. And then one day, I just asked him like, what's up? We haven't spoken in a long time, and he just told me he didn't want to be friends. Like I remember him like ignoring me for a long time, and then he told me that like during math class, like university math class. I was just so like disturbed by it. Like I didn't think that was a thing. I didn't think I did anything like that wrong, right? But I understand. I do understand. You disappoint people enough, that's the kind of stuff that can happen. Either way, most people don't understand, like, as you get older and older, just having someone that you can depend on is harder and harder. Like as a kid, where you meet everyone, you see everyone every day, it's easy to maintain a friendship. But as time goes on and spend less and less time with each other, it's really hard to have that same bond. So yeah, as you get older, that's why a lot of people get lonely. I don't blame them. It's just how it goes. Anyways, that's why I really value friends that I have, even if they're online, even if we'll never meet, even if we like I really like, if you guys, it's not an act, by the way, on stream and everything, when I treat people like really personably. No, that's seriously just how I treat people. It's just like, I treat people how I would want to be treated, which is like never a barrier. Like, I'll treat you like a friend. We've been friends for years. I'll tease you. I'll tell you things. Like, I won't have a barrier here, because I understand like how hard it is to have like a true friend. So, anyways.
How has your night been, Contra?
I don't know. I hardly slept last night, guys.
Okay.
Slept like 2 hours, and I got up, did the videos and stuff, and I slept like another 3 or 4. I don't really feel tired, but I don't feel like rested either. So yeah. Anyways, it's just been like a really trying time for me. So, yeah. Tease us, yeah. All right. Anyways, we'll start soon enough, guys. Sorry about that. Damn, I felt that. Some of you guys will feel it more if you've been through it.
Let's have a little fun.
But you know, that's life. That's life, man. But because I went through all that stuff, I respect whichever friendships I have remaining a lot more.
I'm more than ready. Yeah.
Felicitations.
You couldn't sleep because you had nightmares with Mila's feet. No.
What to do? Yes?
Please take care of yourselves, Nims. Thank you for being honest with us. Love you. Thanks, Olive Oil Chant. Olive Oil? That's an interesting name. I'm honestly scared for when that comes. I'm pretty bad at making new friends. Yeah. All I can say is yeah. The worst part for me is, like, I always think we're friends, but it's hard to know if that's really the case for the other side. Right? Because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a streamer, and people I meet through streaming aren't quite the same thing as a normal friend, you know? There are some people like like Legion, for example, who's right here, that I definitely know that we're truly friends, because, you know, he's been here forever. We could talk about whatever, and I respect the guy, and, you know, I understand, like, you could tell with some people, right? But then there are other people where you spend all this time together, and one day they can just up and disappear, because at the end of the day, you know, you're a streamer, they're a viewer, they got bored of you, they stopped watching, they got busy, you know. But then it's not that different from real life and with your friends and whatnot, because sometimes they get busy, you don't talk. Now it's 4 years later, and that's that.
Yeah. Especially the struggle with the internet. You just don't know what's gonna last. Realistically, you just kind of had to go with the flow, I guess, and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Some people will stay, some people go. But that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But you can't always expect the best from every blossoming relationship, I guess.
Yeah. It's also been like, oh well. I was gonna say it's been a trying time with COVID-19, but then you would imagine people would spend more time talking to each other like that. But anyways,
Physical interactions, honestly, are sometimes more important than just talking in general.
yeah.
You think that being able to talk more often online because you have nothing to do it brings you closer, but well, the physical distance kind of matters a lot.
It does.
Together.
Alright guys, don't worry, we're about to start. I was just going through some things, just telling you guys about something.
Yes.
Yeah, the refines are not part of the update.
Yeah, unfortunately, but well, kind of be expected.
Mm-hmm. Earlier today, I also watched one of the last streams I did on YouTube, like about 2 years ago. Ooh, boy, it's kind of painful watching this stuff because I'm not like cringing at myself or anything like that. It's just like, oh man, all these people that I used to be close with, they're gone.
I have images saved to I have one folder specifically for the Nimdom that I use for all my images and whatnot. I go through it every now and again, and I just see all these ancient images, some of which are very much tied to certain people, and it's like,
Felicitations!
most of those people are no longer even part of this community. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know when that's going to happen or not,
Yeah.
or if it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so weird.
But you know, that's also a reason why you should just live in the moment,
Yes.
because you don't really
Yeah.
know how long
I'm
things
more
last,
than ready.
I'm ready.
and you don't know. And sometimes it's not up to you. Sometimes it's not your choice. It just happens. Things happen.
It's not even their choice, realistically.
Time to kill.
Yeah, that's also a thing too. So, all right. Anyways, let's start. Okay. Alright guys, so here we're gonna start with the hero. Well, I wish we had a bit more to offer, but at the same time they leaked this yesterday. It's rare, but they did leak the stats yesterday, but we'll still go over it. Oh my god, it's so small. 1 sec, let me fix that. Alright, we'll start with the first thing. I finally got Fortress Defense Res on my Lissa. She's just 1 merge and 3 flowers left before perfection. I don't know how I was supposed to react to that, because that's a crazy amount of investment for Lissa. Oh, also yesterday was a bit weird for me too. Yesterday was the birthday of my ex, and exes, you know, saying happy birthday to exes is always kind of a weird thing. But then I looked at her Facebook, and she hasn't even been on it for like. Her last messages are like, "Happy birthdays" from last year. From people like me. I'm like, wow, she hasn't been on it at all since then. I was like, okay. Anyways, it was just interesting to note that it was just like, wow, like times have changed so much, and I have no idea what's going on for her anymore. You know, it's just like people drift apart real easily, and before you know it, time passes so quickly.
The older you get, the faster it goes.
Alright guys, 1 sec. I'm gonna change the song. This isn't really like review music. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I don't think this music's quite fitting, but we'll go with it. So, this is actually not even a data mine, considering we got the leak yesterday.
Yeah, that's so very little to go off of.
Right, but that's all right. It's another opportunity to review her, especially from the perspective of this is with less hype. I mean, once you sleep through a hero, like literally give it some time, your perspective often changes a lot.
Yeah.
And the reason why I wanted to start like that, because my perspective did change a lot. So remember on the first day, I was just like, I'm not like that down to go for her. Ooh, the more I thought about it, I was just like, I need isolation on a light team, and that's Legendary Leaf, that's Legendary You can't
It's
go
really
wrong.
stacked up.
Yeah, you can't go
You
wrong.
really can't.
Here's the thing, if it was just Mila, I don't think I would be considering it, but with Legendary Leaf there as well, oh boy, Legendary Leaf has been doing mad work for me in Ether raids.
I would love to merge them up a little bit.
Exactly.
And my alm's already +2, so what's the cost of going for more merges?
Yeah, I also have a merged Alma as well, so there are a few reasons to go for her. Anyways, to break her down, she has 41 HP, 37 attack, 17 speed, 40 defense, 37 res for a total of 172 BST.
And then, yes, Mila's 172 BST, Colors Dragon Infantry, HP Speed Super Banes, Defense Res Super Boons.
Wow. Defense res super boons. You're kidding me. She can reach 44 defense or 41 res.
Tied with Nagi for the highest mixed bulk of any, well, defense res of any unit, at 40-41 plus res, Nagi being 40-41 plus defense.
Oh man, that is so ridiculous. You know why, right? That will catch. Which tower is it? The dark one?
Dark Shrine. She will be the best unit to catch the Dark Shrine, well, realistically.
Yeah, best unit to catch the Dark Shrine. Now, I will say, if you plan on using her to fight, plus res seems way better. But if you plan on using her just for the support role, remember her C skill needs more defense. So, defense it is. Super Boon defense.
Yeah, I think, because then that's 47 defense plus defense, 52 with a Fortress defense seal. You're catching most heroes at that point. I think that's very valuable.
Quick refresher for those who forgot. Nurturing Breath, defense was 3. Foes range is 2, catches damage using the lower defense or res. This is standard across all breaths. And
Not
then
sure why it came before the effect.
Yeah, I remember reading that the first time and I was just like, wait, why is it here already? That's so weird.
Yeah, like, what?
Okay, but they reorganized, I guess. The real effect of Nurturing Breath is attack speed, defense res +2 to allies within 7 rows and 7 columns centered on unit during combat. This is basically the entire map for Ether raids, but for things like rival domains or Grand Conquest, it will not cover the entire thing, but that's just weird why they did it like that, but alright.
I mean, it's mostly because they don't want to have like a if unit exists condition, they have to keep it to what they have.
Right.
And I think it would actually it should cover all columns. It might not cover all columns in Grand Conquest, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah. I guess there's that stipulation.
Alright. She also has defense res plus, rally defense res plus. It's nice to have, it just improves her fodder value. She also has bracing stance 3, which is defense res +6 when she's getting hit, and she has a guard ability on bracing stance as well, so it prevents her opponents from charging. She has sabotage attack 3, and then Milo's turn wheel, which is isolation and an extra turn for you in Ether raids. Man, Bridal Fjorm has literally been here for a year, so it took them an entire year before isolation made a return.
Which makes sense, I guess.
Wow.
Much like Dominance, it's not exactly an effect I want to see very often.
But now you will. Like, this is such a great utility hero for Ether Raid sakes.
Absolutely, and much harder for the average person to counter because the best defense dancers are Berkut and Xander, who are 5-star locked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Olivia has 27 defense, and that's your best bet, free to play.
Yeah, I don't think any dancers or singers will be able to stop her at all, even if they did everything. Yeah. No, even if they tried their best to like go plus
Chill
defense. Oh, yeah, if she gets chilled, right, that does change things up a bit.
And yeah, with Olivia, 27 base defense, I actually want to double check that, so I'm not spewing off numbers that don't make sense. Olivia has 27 defense, alright. So that'd be 30 defense, set plus defense, 34 with a defense are fine, 44 with double fortress defense, 48 a plus 10, 50 with dragon flowers, and then Mila has 43 base, 48 with fortress defense. So already Olivia's avoiding it, and then you add in chill defense. I don't even think Mila can run fortress defense on Ace slot to have a chance.
This is interesting. So technically, if Olivia wanted to tech for it, she could. But at the same time, if she does that, couldn't Bridal Furum catch her instead?
Yes.
That is so interesting.
So basically, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty clear. A lot of people are going to run Fjorm on Astra and Mila on Light. But for the people who run Fjorm on Light in the future, it might be a pretty good anti-meta to stop those kinds of Olivias.
That's interesting. I actually don't see a lot of Olivias. I think PP Cool is the only one I see Olivia being ran with in Ether Raids.
She has 4 less HP than Sylvia, which really does drag her down.
Yeah, and Sylvia, I see Sylvia's a lot more, yeah. Okay. Anyways, Rujin asks, how does she compare to Duma? Now, we went over this yesterday, but sure, we can go over it again. This is... Sure, go ahead.
I will in just a second. I just want to say Sylvia, despite having 4 more HP, has 10 less defense. So she can't be built for defense like Olivia. Just want to preface with that. Alright. I can give you Duma. So Duma, who of course came out last year, has 2 more BST, 7 more HP, 3 more attack, 4 more speed, 6 less defense, and 6 less res.
Yep. She is much, much, much bulkier. That is very strange to say, but she is.
I mean, keep in mind, Duma's Fell Breath, for those who forget, is if foe is damaged, inflicts attack, gives him attack res plus 6, and then also foe can't double, whereas Mila's perf is just defense plus 3 with no additional effect to herself. So Duma's res loss is actually mitigated, but the defense gap is effectively 9.
Yeah. You're right about that. So, but again, there's another thing. Duma's armored, Mila's not, so you gotta keep the movement in mind. So there are still many advantages to Mila. And
not to mention, Duma has to deal with Naga.
Yeah, Duma has to deal with Naga too, which is the weird part. So Duma's, if he's mostly used as a catapult nowadays, he's not actually expected to do much of the fighting. Of course he can, if you set it up properly, but most often nowadays, he's just the catapult.
Yeah. He still is going to hit much harder, and his res bulk isn't too compromised, but there's just too much going against him now.
Now, I will say, Mila provides something interesting, and we talked about it briefly yesterday because it was recommended, or suggested. But that's to use Mila as, like... That's to use Mila, actually just use Mila to take hits to fight, with the idea of replacing her breath with lightning breath.
Totally an option.
Totally an option, and I originally was really against it, but then the more I thought about it, it was just like, Mila's breath is actually providing very, very little. Very little. Plus 2 to all stats, 7 columns, 7 rows. Sure, that helps your other heroes out, but very little. Very little. If you go lightning breath, you essentially have distant counter on her. You can still refine it for defense, so you're not losing out on defense, and you're getting a bit more HP for it. And then if you don't really need sabotage attack. You could also just replace that with QR or do the QR seal instead. You could actually just switch her over to lightning breath, bracing stance, keeping bracing stance, QR, and then and then you could just use her. Like, that's it. You would just use her to fight.
Yeah, you could totally use her just as a frontline unit as well. You just have to really double down on making sure she's tanky enough. Because the main reason why Aether Raid's tanks work is because they are blessable.
Right.
Mila is the one conferring the blessing, so she can't do that.
Yep.
That said, if you're in a mage comp, Paramon in particular encourages this, you'd probably want to go with the plus res, 41 res, 45 res with the res refine, 46 HP, 51 res with bracing stance, 57 res with distant defense. She'd be extremely prone to AoEs, but she would not be letting the enemy charge their specials.
Yeah.
Her attacks would still be pretty hard hitting, and her res bulk would be quite considerable, albeit with more doubles.
Right, but here's another thing you gotta realize. Like, she is actually pretty decent if you turn her into Lightning Breath, Null Sea Disrupt, QR.
You could argue there are better units for that, but if you just need that option, Mila's not a bad one.
Right,
Yeah.
because for me, the most valuable thing about her is her C skill, that extra turn and isolation. Sabotage attack is hit and miss. Her breath is plus to all stats, but that's not that big of a deal. And since if you throw her with, Lightning Breath and Null Sea Disrupt, she actually can fight through cab lines. Her defense and res is way too high. Like, they would just do nothing to her, and she would just kill them. And because she's targeting lower defense or res, her lower attack by switching to Lightning Breath isn't such a big deal.
You could totally make that argument, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd still say that there are probably better options, but especially if you have like a fallen female core and you could run distant counter, and then with the extra +6 to all stats thanks to Savage Breath, that defense res gap is kind of mitigated. But for all intents and purposes, if you should run Mila as a tank, you totally could.
Yep.
Instead of having to take the support role, and you wouldn't, lose one of your hero slots.
So I was just gonna say, even though she can't receive blessings, she's been min-maxed so well that her defense and res, even if you had a hero that was fully buffed up and whatnot, it would be much better than that defense and res anyways. The only thing that's really lacking is her HP because of the lack of blessings.
Yeah, that HP is definitely going to be important to note.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll be the best super tank for really great comps. For some of the lower ones, definitely. But if you need her to do some fights against a couple of the mages, like you kind of do a split push, or later turns after the combat's already started, you have her bait out something from the left, just as an example, while you go for the potions on the right, or the pots rather, then that's totally an option you could do with Lightning Breath.
Yes. Okay.
Null Sea Lightning Breath on top of everything else. Sold. Pulling.
See, that's what I meant, KevK. That's why I mentioned it, because it felt like when we originally looked at her, it was just like, she's just going to be running around in the background doing nothing. And I guess she could do isolation and give you +2 stats, but that was relatively minor. If you do go Lightning Breath, it's not even a hard commitment. Lightning Breath, the fact that she comes bracing stance already makes it just, like, she'll have guard, extra 6 defense, extra 6 res, and then distant counter really easy. It wouldn't even cost you that many feathers. I mean, what are you going to do? Give up a Noe? A Tiki? Like, that's it. That's all you had to do. And then a Tsubaki, I guess. Or you run the Seal. Or you give up Tsubaki and run distant defense or something. But, like, it's not hard to build her at all. So that's why I was really interested. And she's colorless. She would actually fit that role pretty well.
Yeah, no, she'd actually make a pretty solid option. I will say, if anybody has fallen female Corrin, I would suggest her over Mila, just on the prospect of blessings, speed. But if you need the option, I think Mila could definitely be a service.
Yeah, if you have fallen female Corrin or fallen Tiki, I would still go either of them over Mila. But I'm saying if you wanted to have a hero that could just like do a little bit of everything, surprisingly, with very little commitment, just 40,000 feathers. Yeah, you could do that.
Totally.
Let's see.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Do you think pairing her with Corrin or Lilith is a good idea, or with? No, I don't think she's your primary defensive option. I feel like she'll just do spot duty. Like she'll take on certain matchups.
Definitely spot duty. If you want to have her super tank, you would have to have her not be a mythic.
Right. Water Breath to be immortal. That's an interesting idea as well. You could technically, because she's not armored, and here's the thing: you're more likely to run into effective against armored heroes than effective against dragon heroes in light seasons. So because of that, even though she's a dragon hero, she's not armored, so she actually has a lot fewer weaknesses. So you're right, if you did run Water Breath on her, there's a decent chance, especially at lower levels, where you can just run her in and she can just tank the damage, and that's how you start the battle. Even if she doesn't get the kills, she can just tank the damage, and then the battles can start.
Yeah, if you want a damage soak, definitely that's an option.
And
Plus,
that's right.
10 defense res and guard, very hard to kill that.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna mention too. That's probably the intention here. She gives you an extra turn because you just throw her in, even if she gets no kills off, whatever, the battle has started.
Definitely inclined more so to the stall play than the sweep, which I kind of like.
Yeah, I think that's the indication to use her as a stall hero. So I like that a lot too. Why 40,000 feathers? I was mentioning giving her lightning breath and QR. So it would just cost you a Noe or a Deltiki and a Tsubaki. There are 3 and 4 stars, easy to get.
I mean, obviously you need a special, but
Oh yeah.
subjective.
That's Which, by the way, the special is likely gonna be like bonfire.
Oh yeah, more than likely going to be bonfire.
Yeah.
If you're going to have her do significant soaking, maybe noontime, but for more menial stuff, bonfire would be easy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
lethal.